So I'm working to eliminate all of this knob and tube that is in this particular room, which is primarily just two overhead lights and the switch that went to it. Now I do have this old wiring that came from my screw-in fuse box. And so all of this will need to be tied in somewhere on this wall in a junction box, because this does forward feeds part of the rest of the house. Matter of fact, a significant portion of the rest of the house. Well, significant, it's relative, but it's more than two outlets. So with that, what I have simply done is the circuit that I am working on is the top set of wires here. I've went ahead and marked both wires that come in, which are the two remaining fuse panel circuits, brilliant circuits. And I've marked neutral just so I know the difference. And I went ahead and unhooked the hot from the set of wires, the circuit that I am working on. That allowed me to, this overhead light here, I went ahead and clipped those wires. I'm pulling them back now, and I want to retain all of the length of the wire that I can until I know that I don't need it. And I don't want to clip a wire unnecessarily and then realize, oh, that was the wire that went in a different direction than where I thought. So I'm going to keep everything as long as I need to, as long as I can, until I get my junction boxes in here. Once I get my junction boxes in, then I'll know exactly the length that I need. I can trim everything down, eliminate the excess wire, and know that I have solid connections, that it's not an issue. Now these junction boxes will not be buried. They will actually be exposed, and we'll just have to paint over them, hang a picture on them, do something. But I need to be able to get to these wires if necessary. So that's what I've got going on. The tube part of knob and tube, this is the tube. Drill a hole in your joist, set that through, and then you have a non-conductor right here. You have an insulator that you can feed your wire through, and it's going to prohibit damage from the insulation that's around this, which in these cases, it's a cloth insulation. I'm assuming that if you actually were drilling horizontal, then you would put the head on the side that you're actually going to feed in through this way. So as you're pulling, you're continually pulling this into the hole as opposed to pulling this out of the hole. So this is directional, and it's intentional. This old wire, which is original to the house, so whenever they wired this house in the early 1900s, this is what we had. Cloth insulation, probably is still, this is a cloth insulation, however this has been dipped in something. So I have it to the point to where I can actually, because this does feed to other things that I assume I need power to. And so I'm going to go ahead and re-energize this circuit. I'm going to wire nut all of these hanging wires so I know that they are part of that particular circuit, and that circuit is live for the meantime. That way I have power. And then I will deal with this conglomeration of wires when I get to this wall and I'm starting to do junction box. I'll put in the last joist and take care of all of this at the same time. One-stop shop. All right. Hey folks, Steve here. How you doing? A lot of progress today. I'll show you what I did, what we did actually, Jen helped. But I did not film any of the in-action video because it was just more of the same of videos I already have up. So this is just a progress report. Here we go. Over here it doesn't look like much, but I opened that up, and that was the ability to chase wires down into here, and behind this on the other side of the wall, that's going to be a switch package. And we'll have a single pole and two three-ways. The single pole will operate the central overhead light. The two three-ways will operate future ceiling can, wire dangling future ceiling can. That's switch 1. Switch 2, future ceiling can, dangling wire I'll have to take care of, and down there a future ceiling can. This will allow me to get the wires over. Everything gets furred out anyway, and so I can metal plate that so I don't hit a wire when I'm doing anything nailing. And these two will three-way over. They'll go up, and they come down into the switch package. And so we'll three-way to the cans, three-way to the cans, four-way into the kitchen space, and that'll be the main cans in the kitchen will be controlled from that switch right there. Other than that, we finished our insulation, and I just did all of the wiring for anything up. These are the three-way switch legs and also the legs up to the light. That there, of course, is a smoke, if you can read it. everything color coded so I know exactly what's going on. I also have that black cable there is an HDMI all the way over. That feeds down into that switch package, and these two come over to my cans. That HDMI comes down to here, so somewhere in this region here we'll have our TV system, and that's where a lot of this will come up to and feed. So I have to pick a spot, get it all mounted, get it all located, get the box ready to go, and then do some mounting in there as well. That HDMI actually comes back down into here. Actually, yeah, comes back down into here, comes over, and comes out right there into that low voltage section. So I just swapped that box out with a regular box and a low voltage for that HDMI. The idea is that the couch ends here, Jen would be sitting there, and if she wants to hook her computer in to the TV, that's how that'll happen. Here's that overhead central light. That's just the old knob of the knob and tube system. So no more knob and tube to there. Then I have this mess over here, and I will deal with this next time. It is temporarily hooked up. I've moved a lot of things. There are really 2 circuits here, not 3. The third circuit has been shut off for a while. We haven't noticed anything missing, so I believe we've completely eliminated that. So anyway, this will all actually feed into junction boxes in this range right here, and I'm assuming we would get like a picture or something over top of the junction box. But I'm looking into like finished junction boxes that would actually be architecturally nice to look at, or at least paintable. So that'll take care of all of this, and I will adequately label all of that as I go. I have done repairs to the old wires because I do not know what length I will need. I have color coded everything because sometimes it gets so dirty that you can't tell the neutral from the hot. And I have labeled my circuits. That was from fuse 3-4, and the other one is labeled on that yellow fuse 5-6. So we've got a pretty good handle on all of this. Insulation, outside wall, all the way down to there with some R30. Outside wall, of course, and we just went ahead with what insulation we had left. And because it is so chopped up in here, there's nothing regular about any of this because of the existing joists that I had to leave in place. And so we simply used up the R30 that we had. Jen was really, really proficient at putting this in and making sure that we got all the way back into the end joist cavities. So we are 100%, and if you're allowed to be more than 100%, we are over 100% better with insulation, because there was no insulation at all, and what I had in the floor I don't think was doing much. If it did, wow, because it was still drafty. Well, looking good. We are getting really close to rock in here. That is a good feeling. All right, folks, thank you very much for sticking with me on a progress report. If you would, like and subscribe. Have a very good day. I know you deserve it. Take care.